Hello and welcome everybody to Not Another Drag Race podcast. This is episode 100. Oh my God. Thank you. Crowd goes wild. I am so honored to be hosting this pod for the 100th time officially. And to help me celebrate today, my God, a real life drag superstar. Who would have thunk it? She is Melbourne's preeminent, the glorious, the glamazon, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under Season 3. Everybody welcome Avis Loren.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Oh my God. Congratulations on 100, babes.
Oh my God, I feel that old.
Yeah, look. It's
Especially,
getting there.
well,
we're getting there.
We're all getting there. Isn't that the truth, though? Isn't that the sad thing?
Yes.
It would have happened a lot sooner if I didn't cancel the podcast right before the 100th episode. But you know what? We made it.
We made it. We're here.
We made
We're
it.
here.
Isn't
We're
that
clear.
a Drag Race song in the Vegas show?
Baby, we made it. We
made it.
Copyright.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Ru. Don't come for us. I don't have any money.
Ru.
Jeez.
I know you gave me some money, but don't come for
Yeah,
me now
Ru
that
gave you some money.
Yeah. Did she give me it or did I earn it? That's the question I want to ask the viewers.
Yeah. Comment below. Well, we've all watched your Drag Race journey from season 3 of Down Under, as well as season 4. You appeared as a guest judge for several episodes as well. So we've got so many things to talk about.
Oh yeah.
But this is a very special episode. So, and you're a very special guest. So I want to ask,
Thank you, Reese.
let's get into the, what is it? What's her name? Connie Chung and Geraldo get really serious and deep. Tell me, when did the trauma begin?
Is this like a Barbara Walters interview?
Yeah, Barbara Walters. That's a good one. Yeah, 2020. No, yeah. When
Ray Martin, is he here? Is he going to pop out in a second?
Oh my God, Ray Martin. That would
Do you remember him? Gosh.
Is he still working? Could we get him down here at the last minute?
Maybe.
He could probably do a better job than me. Let's be honest.
Could we get him into drag?
Oh my God, what would his drag name be?
Like Ramona Monroe or something.
Oh, okay. Do you know, I thought this is actually, I'm not even like, I've got so many things to talk to you about, but here's the most irrelevant thing to talk to you about.
Let's do it first
Let's
off.
do it first off. I
Get out the way.
when I was covering season 3,
Yes.
before I canned it, not your fault, by the way. Not your fault whatsoever. But I was going to introduce myself every week with a different drag name.
Oh, do it.
And the one that I had that I didn't get to use was Anime Convention.
That's pretty good.
Is that good?
Yeah, I enjoy that one.
Okay,
I enjoy
thank
that
you.
one.
I needed it to be out in the universe so someone can claim it.
one of mine, and I think there's a British queen who has it, is Julie Noted. And I think it's the best
Oh, that's
drag
fantastic.
name ever. It's very akin to Karen from Finance, but
Yeah.
it's like Julie Noted. Like Julie. It's just great.
That's actually up there. That's up there.
It's so stupid, but I love it.
Oh, no, someone better take it. Yeah. No, back to the serious stuff. Where did the journey begin?
Oh gosh. So my journey in drag began almost 12 years ago. In July, I'll have been playing with makeup and wigs and all sort of stuff in a more professional sense, I should say, since 2013.
Wow.
So that'll be 12 years. Yeah. Before that, I dabbled in stuff because I was studying fashion and I was just I always played with makeup and stuff when my parents weren't home and shit like that.
As most gay boys do.
Yeah, exactly. Strut around in heels since I started. Oh gosh, no, I was 16 when I started wearing heels.
Jeez.
Yeah. It was off and on that sort of stuff. But
yeah.
I got my feet got my feet ready to walk in heels from a very early age.
Wow.
Well, early age. Yeah. Anyway, 2013, I was watching Drag Race, the American seasons, obviously. Season 4, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
It was. I think I was seeing things of season 3. And then I watched season 4, from go to where in its entirety. Of course, bootlegged off the internet somewhere,
That was how we did it.
Yeah, via LimeWire or whatever it was back then. It was
oh my God.
yeah.
Remember LimeWire?
This is we're talking archaic era, prehistoric internet sort of stylings.
Yeah.
And that was like a bit of an awakening, being like, oh my God, I can finally see queer people do these amazing things on television. And it's celebrated, it's joyous, it's fun, it's camp, it's heartfelt. And I was like, I think I can do that. Yeah. So that was kind of the catalyst to get me into doing drag like properly. I think I like finished season 4 and I was like, I think I need to do this. I need to go out there and like start to like put myself out there and be amongst the community, because before that I was studying, I was working at sort of stuff. I wasn't really like involved in the community that much. And I'd gotten a boyfriend as well, and that was sort of serious. So, you know, we have priorities in life sometimes.
Can't relate.
Right,
Really can't relate.
Well, what are the priorities now? I'm not sure. Yeah, so I started like the week after I finished watching Drag Race season 4 or wherever it was. I started. Well, I was on the internet looking around at the clubs and stuff, and like the week after there was a competition going on at the Exchange, which was then the D&M and then back to the Exchange.
Oh, I remember D&M.
Yes.
Oh, this is taking me back.
It's now the venue called the Osborne. So that's wild, and there's a little circle back we'll do later. But so I started there, and it was called Destiny's Drag Race. I don't know if you remember Destiny Forbidden.
Oh my God, yes.
You do? Oh, not many people do. So
Drag her.
Drag her. She was something else. Anyway, so I got my start there, and there was like 13 or 14 weeks of like intense competition where like I was like fresh baby queen. Like I just started basically. Like my first number I did, which is the first week of the competition, I did My Heart Will Go On, the remix. And
of course you can.
I had this beautiful gown that I had handmade in class that I wore that was beautiful. Had like these bits that floated and everything. It was beautiful. And I had an undercut at the time, and so I put my hair up into like a chignon thing, and then put like another like piece on top of it and make it a big bun.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I felt like Carmen Carrera in like her all of her like gorgeousness, being like, oh yeah, they've got shaved sides, but I still look beautiful. And
the ultimate doll.
Ultimate doll.
Yeah.
I was of course very delusional, but I still slayed. They told me I was like a star in the making, that I had it. So that was very encouraging. And so every week in that competition, we'd do something different. Like there was a country week, R&B week, there was duet week, and like there was all these different like challenges they threw at us.
Yeah.
It was like Drag Race, but we had a little more time to prepare each week to do things rather than, you know, day after day. We'll get to that. So it was a really like fundamental like learning curve, and like it was almost like a university like or a crash course in doing drag and like the styles of drag that Australia and the world kind of like require of you.
Yeah.
And it was a great like formative thing to do to like burst me into the Melbourne scene. And like I think 3 or 4 weeks in, my drag mum and my drag dad, Passion Couture and Amelia Mole, asked me to be a part of a group, a little trio. I was like, yeah. So like that was like right off the bat, like I was getting in deep and like doing amazing things. And that trio lasted for like 2 years. Yeah. So that was really amazing. Anyway, at the end of that competition, there was 2 of us left, myself and my now best friend, Bella Nitrate. Hi, Bella.
Oh, Bella Nitrate. Icon.
She is. She is
Yeah.
she is the OG bio queen in Melbourne, Australia, and she doesn't get her dues paid enough. Like, she's incredible. I absolutely love her. Anyway, we got to the end of the competition and Bella won. I came second, and we've been friends ever since, basically. It's been a wild ride, and then I just kept working, and then working with Queen, which is the troupe with Passion and Amelia, and kept doing the thing. What did I do? Oh my God, like I did anything and everything. I could do club gigs, corporate gigs.
Oh, yeah, you paid your dues.
I did. I earned my stripes.
Yeah.
Like a lot of girls these days need to do, you need to earn your stripes. It's not just about putting on makeup in your bedroom and being like, oh, yeah, I can do drag now. And then getting on stage and being like, oh, yeah, I can do this. Nope.
The number
sorry.
of queens whose names just popped into my head. We're not going to go there. It's okay.
I love all of you dearly.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're doing it because it means that we've done something right as a community to allow people to like think or be able to do this.
What a great way to look at it.
Yeah, it's incredible to have this expanse of queens that have just come out of the woodworks because it's socially acceptable. You know, you don't have that kind of people don't think of it as awful anymore or like weird or like it's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Now, that's great. You can definitely have your fun with it, but I have a saying and I don't know if it's controversial or not, but I think that there are those who do drag and those who are drag queens. I believe I'm in the former, but there's a lot of people who are in the former? Latter. I'm in the latter. I don't know what I'm talking about, apparently.
The second one.
I'm in the second one. I'm a drag queen. Where there's people who dabble in drag, have fun with drag. It's like my life force. I put everything into it. Like it's what I do.
Well, if we're all born naked and the rest is drag.
Well, you have a good point. You have a good point. Yes. I suppose it's living the lifestyle. It's committing to the bit, if you will. And it is about earning your stripes and making sure that you've like done your like homework on how to do makeup right, how to do an 8-step, how to costume yourself correctly, how to pad right. Really need to pad, but like it's getting your basics. Yeah. It's getting your basics down and it's getting your like your shit into gear so you can actually be like incredible. It's having your dedication to the craft. If you're not dedicated, great, have fun, but don't be like, I'm the shit because girly.
See, that is why at the end of the day, when we're talking about this TV show we love, which is what we do on this podcast, if you're new here, hi. It's called Not Another Drag Race Podcast for a reason. There are so many opportunities for us to like pick apart and judge like the queens on the show. It's a competition. It's our sports. Like that's how we do. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they're all incredible artists. Like they're all incredible people who have the skills and the artistry that not your average Joe could possibly fucking dare to have.
Yeah, and that's where I find a lot of people who are dissing these queens or pulling people down. I really want to think and like make sure they understand that like, are you doing anything close to what they're doing? Mm-hmm. Are you actually trying? Are you actually like putting the effort in? Because the hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of work that goes into looking like this, performing like this, doing what I do. And like, I'm not like one of the humongous queens that the US throws out. Like they are workhorse girls. And it's incredible to see. Half the time I'm like, I'm thankful I'm not doing that because I don't know how I'd survive. But anyone who puts themselves out there on a platform like Drag Race, my hero.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are born for it. It's a TV thing versus a art thing. And kudos to them. Yeah. I could never do either. There's a reason why so many people have asked me, would you ever do drag? No, because I respect it too much, A. B, you don't want to see me with makeup brushes. You don't want to see me in heels. You don't want to see me put a garment together. Like, it's just an art form that I have so much love and appreciation for. And I felt like I was so late to the game too because I guess this is my turn to tell my personal history. I didn't go to the gay clubs until pretty late. Like, I wasn't out at 18 and like just living vicariously. So it took me a while to get comfortable in the scene and therefore get comfortable meeting queens and seeing shows. Do you remember the GH?
Oh, yeah. I was a promoter.
Oh, girl.
I performed in the last show at the GH.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I performed somewhere over the rainbow, and it was magical.
Oh, I wish I was there.
I hope there's like footage somewhere, but I also didn't know it would be at the last moment that I'd have on that stage. Yeah. So it kind of was very poignant.
Yeah, very.
But I understand how you feel about
Yeah.
like coming out late, because I think when I started coming out, it was only like it was in drag. Like I didn't go to the clubs before that, and so I had a mask to then be able to go out. And so like even now, I much prefer going out as a queen because I have the confidence. I have like the mask on rather than going out as Michael. Oh my God, government name. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of layers there, especially post Drag Race, but.
Oh, of course.
It's really there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, like not just like externally with the club going off, but also internally. Like there's a lot. So and I feel ya.
Are you much of a club girl, like out of drag, or is it like I work in these clubs, give me a break?
It's a little bit. It's my place of work.
Yeah.
Going and being amongst it is a little bit of hard work sometimes because I also kind of like because I'm now post Drag Race and a public figure. I don't understand
Gen
it.
pop. That's the phrase Monet Exchange said. She said, when I was Gen pop, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
What? No, hold on.
General population. So you're no longer Gen pop.
I'm not a
sorry.
civilian anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not just in civilian wear. Like I've stopped saying boy form or boy clothes to being more inclusive and being civilian wear.
I like that.
Because it's Anyway, it's weird because then there's layers of like, but what if this happens, or what if filming happens, or like what if people like, so it's like it's weird, it's strange. I'm navigating it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you still got, you know what? You've got the rest of your career to navigate it, and you're in no rush.
Yeah, I might just be messy for a while. Who mind? Does anyone mind? I don't think I mind. Do I mind? I don't know.
Anyone? No. Okay.
No.
All right.
Yay, thanks. Permission granted from the voices from above.
Yes, the voices from above, literally. Special shout out to our producer of this episode, Angus. Hello.
Hi, Angus.
To everyone who is listening to this, I should have specified at the beginning, but we are filming this very special occasion because it is the 100th episode and I wanted to do something fancy.
Aww.
So, Angus, can you remind me, do Spotify allow video?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll figure that out and you can watch this on Spotify. And if you don't have Spotify, go to youtube.com/notanotherdragracepod where you can watch this episode there. And you're going to have to because look at her. Look at her. I mean, I look good too, but look at her. Look at the mug. There's a reason we have a winner in our presence.
There is a reason why I won, yes.
There is a good reason why you won. Let's get into it, shall we? Now,
Do it.
it was season 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, as it was aforementionedly named.
Yes. RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under.
RuPaul's Drag Race Down
Might
Under.
I add, RuPaul's.
RuPaul's, he owned it. It is now Michelle's house, the Honourable Michelle Visage. Does she have like a honorific title in the Drag Race canon? Like, is she just Mama Michelle?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
The season 4 girls have named themselves Mrs. Bishes.
Mrs. Bishes.
So, so like maybe that, yeah,
Yeah, that'll do.
something like that. Ms. Michelle.
When she does, if she hosts like Drag Race, Taiwan or something like that, we can expand Mrs. Bishes. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Drag Race Ireland, but they've called it Erie because I don't know how to pronounce it. Has just been announced, so maybe she's doing that as well. That'd be amazing.
Was that real or an April Fool's?
Oh, was it an April Fool's?
Oh,
They
shit.
fucking got me, gal.
Oh my God.
I thought it was real.
Because I
knew-
saw it
I-
posted yesterday, so I just assumed it was an April
Oh, it could be. They may have gotten me,
shit.
gal. I knew that the Courtney Act and RuPaul one was completely
Oh.
fake because I'm like,
Nah.
they would never be in a room together. RuPaul would never allow it, and
No.
Courtney Act would rip someone to shreds. Oh, no.
That was the greatest prank because I opened TikTok yesterday, and we'll get to you in a minute, Ashley Madison. But
Great.
the first thing I saw was let's redesign a poster. So now that it's been announced that Courtney Act is joining Drag Race with RuPaul, I'm like, there's no world.
Yeah.
There's
none.
no world
No.
where that would happen. If it didn't happen season 1, it's not happening now.
No. You're correct. Yeah.
Great prank. Well done, everyone involved in that. And shout out to Courtney Act. We love you. We absolutely love you. You're an icon. You're a legend. You're a star. Now, season 3, though, of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, was that your first time auditioning for the show?
No, it wasn't
Oh.
actually. Well, so yes, technically it was. However, season 1, I was interviewed for.
Oh,
one of
yes, they
the-
did it differently for
They
season
did
1.
it. Yes, apparently 2 lists went around, or went to production, and whoever was on both lists was then interviewed. So I was one of the
Oh, interesting.
select ones that was interviewed. Yes, that was a bit of a that was a little bit of a process. Very exciting to be asked.
Oh, yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
season 2, the what do you call it process? The audition process wasn't in a great time of my life. I'd just broken up with my long-term partner at the time, so I was like, nope, not happening. Wrong time. Not going to happen.
I get that.
You're right. So then season 3 rolled around. I'm like, okay, let's go for it. And I chucked my audition tape together, sent it through, and got in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I can't imagine, especially after like when the cast was announced for season 2, and you saw how like that was a heavy hitting cast.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
can you imagine if you were competing on that season, like how different things would have been?
Oh, it would have been very different.
Yeah.
Very different. One, because there are the girls, you get Anacondas. Spanky did really well.
Yeah.
And her like love and energy for the craft is like, and her just like effervescence is like, I don't know anyone else like her. Like, there's a reason why she won. And then Queen Kong, she is a powerhouse drag force. Like, I can't, like, she just keeps on going. She's Energizer Bunny, like, level, like, yeah. So with those lovely girls, as well as everyone else, and like my, like, not being in a great position, I would have lasted 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, you would
maybe more.
You definitely would have won the first challenge because I remember that was a design challenge.
Well, yes.
Oh, yes. And you weren't wearing black panties. You wouldn't have been caught dead wearing black panties.
Probably not. No, I would have covered up that area
Yeah.
at least. Yeah.
You had the smarts.
Yeah.
No offense to faux fur.
You're on the no, hold on, all offense. Because you're on the main stage in front of RuPaul. Do some editing, girl. Like, she was red for a reason. I agree.
That's okay. That's what we do on the pod.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
I'm against nude panties being visible, but that's my own opinion.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, when Lola Blades did House of Drag, she told me that she brought underwear of like every shade possible.
Yeah.
Just on the off chance that she
Yeah.
would wind up in that situation.
Prepare that, or like glue a little runway down there that looks, or put a leaf down there. It was all there was a whole lot of gardeny crap on her.
Yeah, there's
put a
plenty of
leaf down there.
inspiration that you
Yeah.
could have pulled from.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the Down Under girls being that we are. Look, let's be honest. Down Under is kind of like the little sister of the Drag Race universe. And because it was launched into the world with RuPaul at the helm and Michelle by his side and Reese Nicholson by his other side, we did have a lot of expectations. The only other franchise that RuPaul hosts outside of America is the UK, which top tier, incredible. Love the UK series and love the UK queens. But there were mixed reactions to season 1. What was your first impression of the show and how the franchise worked Down Under?
Look, we all had that unfortunate moment where we go, oh, this is the level they're batting at with production, with everything, with the size of the main stage. It's, look, we still have a problem with it. We need to be really putting these artists on a much bigger stage than they are, and that I was. However, I'm still very thankful that we have it, especially with Ru and Michelle at the helm, and Reese being there this whole time as well. Yeah, look, it's not the best, but so thankful that we had it, because when I started doing drag, I was like, well, I'm never going to be on Drag Race because it's an American thing, and we're just never going to get it here. We're not a big enough population. We don't have the economics for it.
Yeah.
But then they made it work.
Yeah,
And
they did.
Look, production, especially season 1, bit shoddy, bit how's your father, but they've grown, they've continued, and I think it has gotten better year after year.
Yeah.
And especially with season 4 being so joyous, so light, so like welcoming and like beautiful and just gorgeous. Like, come on now. Like,
Oh, completely. Season 4 was a fantastic season to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, and if you look back at what season 1 of Drag Race, like, it's
yes.
that's awful. That's awful. You can't even see the faces correctly. The Vaseline's so thick.
I was watching a clip this morning actually of it was a compilation of who do you think should go home tonight and why, and Chanel's infamous myself because I don't want to be here anymore, and I'm just looking at her. I'm like, that's the same Chanel that was on All Stars 9. Impossible to tell.
And the other thing as well is if you did have the like tech and like the clarity and the 4K whatever of now filming that time, things would have been a whole lot different. Like,
oh yeah,
there's a magic in that like not so like crispness that you go, oh okay, yeah. That's nice. That's nice. Sometimes I wish that would happen for certain gigs or certain TV appearances. Not this one, but like a good filter will help. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, take a look at my Instagram. Proof positive.
The Paris filter, yes, please.
Oh, please. I'm also partial to the Melbourne one. Although I found out apparently the Melbourne filter is only called that because we live here and it's named other names like around the world.
Get out of here.
Someone,
I just blow my mind.
That's what I heard. I used to work in social media. I should know this for a fact, but listen, I'm not into adding to conspiracy theories. The Britney Spears, George W. Bush one still sends me for a spin.
Okay, you've got to explain that to me, but later on.
Yeah, off mic.
Yeah, off mic.
I had a great time watching season 3 though because the Melbourne representation was great with yourself and Ashley Madison and of course Gabriella Laberge representing regional Victoria. Like that's a huge deal. So having more drag kind of spread through more parts of Australia being showcased and New Zealand, of course, was really awesome. What was your experience like actually getting to the competition and seeing the cast, seeing the girls? Did you even have like something in you that was like, I got to size up these bitches. I've got to get a game plan going. Or were you just like, I'm here, let's have a good time?
Yes. Look,
To which?
I was very adamant that I was going to win. I was going in.
I love that.
I was not going to hold back. Like I was going in to take the crown.
Yeah.
I put everything I could into it. Like I didn't stop working.
Do you know who else did that? Violet Chachki.
Yep.
Do you know who else did that? Bob the Drag Queen.
Yep.
Look.
Yep.
Period.
Like I knew I was going to win. And so many people were like, when you walked in, we knew we were going to win. I'm like, yeah, so did I. So did I. I knew it. So the journey getting there was really like, that's hard. That first like 4 weeks of like knowing and then going in, you are working to the bone.
Yeah.
I was very, very cautious of how much I worked though. I wanted to make sure that I was getting good sleep and that I was not going to run myself into the ground before I got to the actual competition. So I was very strategic in making sure I had a really awesome group of people around me who helped me get to Drag Race. And that's also before I learned I was going to go on. I was like, that's the years in the making. Like I didn't sew everything myself, although I probably could have. I relied on my community, my team to help me get to that point. And it's really important to do that. Really important to do that because I think that some people who get there are like, oh, I did everything really good, but you've got to be making sure that your mind's also like clear and like happy. So like I did psychology sessions, making sure I was ready to go onto a reality TV show. That's what it is.
Which more people should be doing if they're going on reality television, if Married at First Sight has taught us anything.
Oh, that show.
I don't watch that garbage.
Neither.
But, I see enough on TikTok. I hear enough on the socials.
Nightmare.
Let's just say there's a reason we're sticking to drag.
Yes.
It's shockingly a lot more easier than bitches trying to get husbands or whatever. I don't even know.
It's wild, that show. Anyway, for my advice to anyone out there, go to psychology, get your mind right, especially going onto Drag Race because they will test you. They will try you in every single way. I had an easier time on the show than a lot of other people have. Not going to name names.
Well, we saw in the first episode you were very sympathetic to Ivory Glaze, who was having a hard time, and you reached out, and like it was clear that you were like that kind of mother figure that some of the queens needed.
Well, that's very nice. I'm a human being, and when I see someone in distress or not doing great, I will go offer assistance. That's what we do. Is I think Australians and New Zealanders and people from this part of the world, when someone's down, you help them out. You know, you see someone crying on the street, you say, "Hey, you okay?" Like, it's just the human thing to do, and I think that a lot of people could learn from that these days.
Could have used you during my breakdown a couple of years ago, but
hey, I'll be there for the next one. Don't you worry, Reese.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, reach out.
I'll let you know.
Please do. Please do. I'm going to hold you to that. Yeah, so it's just really important to like make sure that you're prepared for it in many different ways, not just physically, but like, you know.
That's the thing. A lot of people,
it's important.
The mental stuff is so true because people always talk about, especially nowadays, I don't think anything is rumor anymore when it comes to Drag Race. Everyone knows as soon as it goes on the internet or if it's on Reddit, it's pretty much confirmed. We know what's going on. Everyone talks. We're we're queer. We're fags. Hello, that's what we do.
We will gossip.
We will gossip like no one else. So when it comes to stuff like preparing for the show and cast announcements and stuff like that, you always hear like horror stories of people being like, oh, they only had this much time to get ready. They didn't know that the production's changed All Stars again and they're changing the format and some people were pissed and blah, blah, blah. I forgot where I was going with this, but essentially I think when you are going onto a reality TV environment, you do need to get your mind right because there's no way in hell you could know what's coming your way.
Yeah, correct.
And with Drag Race, they love to throw something in.
Yeah, if they can pull the rug from out underneath you, they will do it.
They will.
They will do it. And you need to be one, you need to understand that they're going to do that if they can, and two, be prepared to be put in that position because that's what you're doing. Like you're signing your life away. Like it's not life away exactly. You know, there's OH&S and all that sort of stuff. But you're going on there for them to make TV out of you.
Exactly. It's a job.
Yeah. And so if you don't have personal boundaries within and your own value system, like they'll pick you apart. They'll pick you apart and tear you apart. And that's where I was very conscious going in. I did my psych sessions and I did I worked through things and being like, okay, where are my personal boundaries? There were a few questions they tried to ask me that were going to either put me in hot water or make me say something that I wasn't comfortable saying. And I would refuse to say anything, or I would turn the question around and answer it my way, because I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not going down. I'm not going down with this ship. No way. I am getting that lifeboat that I made myself and swimming out of here because we're not doing that.
Love it.
No.
It's almost like, it's almost like you went in there prepared to win the entire competition.
Yeah, including the game.
Well, let's talk about some of the games that were involved in season 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you dominated with, was it 3 wins from 7 challenges?
Yep. And you can say that I won the last
we can
episode as well,
make that point.
Bar actually winning the whole show. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And you also won the design challenge. First of all, incredible job.
Thank you.
I got to do my job here. I just got to ask, during the design challenge, were you looking around at that workroom and just seeing the other pieces and just going, oh, I got this?
Yeah. 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 I was like, ooh, there's some.
To be fair, they didn't give you much to work with. It was like bedding and sheets and stuff.
Well, yes, but that's material. We lucked out. Like compared to season 2, who had trash.
Oh, yeah, it was like garbage.
Oh, no, was that season 1? Season 1 had like trash.
Yeah, and Simone popped out, yes.
Yes, exactly. Where she belongs. I'm joking. And then season 2 was all foliage and like natural things. Like we lucked out. To have material, I was in heaven. I'm like, okay, I can do this with my eyes closed. Like I did change my concept after the walkthroughs, but that's why you have walkthroughs, because room makes you question what you're doing and why you're doing it, and if it's like central to your like core themes, tenets, values, whatever. And I'm like, nope, okay, we're changing. Yeah, there was a few times in Drag Race that happened for me. But yeah, the design challenge was not a piece of piss, but it was because I still had to work and I had to help out these other girls, just so that we could have a somewhat nice challenge that everyone could be like, oh yeah, that's all right, rather than being like, God, Drag Race Down Under, sewing challenge, they all failed again except for one. And I'm like, nah.
Look at these ugly bitches.
Yeah, there was a few that did really well. I think in general, in the scope of things for that challenge. But yeah, clear winner. Yeah,
clear winner. Yeah, as well as same went for season 4. I thought Mandy Moobs. I mean, you gave her a standing ovation at the judges panel for a reason.
Yes, as someone who has studied fashion, including the construction of fashion.
Yeah.
To see her create something so complex in such a small amount of time was mind-bending. Like, I didn't have that kind of those kind of materials for my challenge, but time-wise, I'm not sure if I would have then committed myself to do all of that. Like, I don't know if she slept that night. I have to ask her. But anyway, incredible. She did an incredible job. Like, she would have knocked me out of the park.
Oh, yeah. It was genuinely stunning. And in general, it was a good design challenge. And
that it was, yes.
To have, we'll get into it with season 4, but to have your daughter, your drag daughter, Max, be part of it as well was a big deal. I've been wearing your shirt all week, Max, because I hate doing laundry and I love your shirt. Look, I'm vulnerable on the pod, okay? I don't like doing laundry and I had a breakdown a couple years ago. Getting to know me. We also need to talk about a couple other moments from season 3 that I think helped cement you as the winner. Knocking out a design challenge is one thing. But people will remember if you have a good snatch game.
Yes.
Or if you have a fucking horrible snatch game. Bitch, you made RuPaul laugh.
From the jump.
From the jump.
I'm so proud of that.
I can understand if you were a little upset you didn't win because, let's face it, Ashley Madison did do a great job as Jesus.
Yeah.
Sorry, Angus. Ashley Madison played Jesus. That's why that's funny.
That makes sense.
Okay, there you go. Look, we have straight men in the studio. We have to give them the assist.
Have to translate, you know?
Yes.
I'm Googling as I go.
Google harder.
But it was genuinely impressive to see your Donatella Versace. Yet another thing that I just can't do, impersonations. Like, was that an early favorite for you when it came to preparing a snatch game?
Donatella?
Yeah.
Yes, I auditioned with Donatella.
Oh wow!
On the audition tape, because she's great, and I could really twist her being from an Italian background. I kind of knew the nuances and that sort of stuff. But I didn't take her to Drag Race. I took Gloria Swanson and Elizabeth Taylor because I wanted to do characters that haven't been done before. Now, Elizabeth Taylor has been done since, but no one's done Gloria Swanson yet.
That's shocking, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
She's such a character, hence why I picked her.
Yeah.
Specifically, as I said in the episode, the Sunset Boulevard Gloria Swanson, because we also have a musical that's been playing recently, and two, I love the film. I just said it. What was it?
Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard. That's the one. The brain.
I haven't even seen it.
Oh my God.
I know.
It is such an amazing film noir.
The list of films I haven't seen. Don't worry.
It's somewhere online. You'll find it. You'll get it.
It's got to be somewhere.
Watch it. It is so good. It is so camp, but also dark, and the story's great. Anyway, so another moment where Rue came through and was like, don't know if those are from what I got from her. Don't know if those are going to do anything for me. I was like, great, we're going to throw those out and do something that I can do. And do something that I know that I'm going to be here, I can just relax into, have fun with, and not think about too much.
Yeah.
I think that's where some people go wrong, is to think about the character too much.
That's
when
1,000%, yes.
And Rue said it's an editorialization of a character. It is not an actual spot on delivery. We're not Meryl Streep here. We're drag queens having fun with this, and you got to make her laugh. And that's why I swung big with my first interaction and went for her outfit, because I'm like, Again, this is drag. You're wearing drag. Let's play. Let's play.
Well, that's the thing about Snatch Game. Like, if the whole point is to make Ru laugh.
Yeah.
And if you can kind of tell if you're not making him laugh, switch it up.
Yeah.
Like, my advice as someone who can't do impressions and doesn't do drag, but I have a podcast that's done 100 episodes, so suck that. I just feel like using an example, Sugar and Spice in season 15, I think it was, the Miley Cyrus thing with the doink, doink. I was just like, is she switching it up and this is the best we've got? Like, maybe that was just my moment to shit on Sugar and Spice one more time. But thank you for giving me that opportunity, Isis. Can I bring up one more challenge that perplexed me?
Yes.
Just because it's not that you didn't do terrible in this. In fact, I don't recall any terribleness from it. It's just the girl group challenges.
Oh.
You
want to get into the girl group challenge.
The girl group challenges can be hit and miss. The UK do them well every single season. Like, the UK
I think that's because of good songwriting. I think when you've got good material, it just gives you that like level that you're like escalating from.
100%.
Whereas if you've got something that's like, oh yeah, then you're pushing it. You're trying to push it up to that level. And anyway.
Well, we had the glorious BMX bitches. Is that triggering?
Oh yes. I can't listen to that track. If it comes on like every now and again, like I'll be riding with someone and it'll come on in their playlist or like whatever, and I'm like, next, we're switching it up. That was a really hard challenge for me.
I mean, it looked difficult. You guys were exercising as well as trying to like focus on a performance.
Yep.
Like, not a lot of drag performers do that.
Nope. That was the hardest week for me on Drag Race.
Wow.
I think it was probably towards the end of a working week. So we shot in 3 like not weeks, but like we shot in 3 weeks. But it was like 3 like stints. We had 2 days off, one in between those 3 things. Anyway, so I think it was towards the end of one of those. I think it was the second one. And not only were we getting up early and like recording and then going into the workroom to record all the stuff, to record the usual stuff, but then we didn't record early. Anyway, that day, that was the other one. I get confused. It's been 2 years now.
Well, yeah, and you shot a lot in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You did a lot of work.
Yeah. It's wild. Anyway, but then they throw us choreography with bikes.
Yeah.
Like we've got, it's not a prop. That's not a prop. That's a whole like.
It was a whole ass bike.
It's a whole tractor. Like it's like, and then when you're in heels, like it's dangerous. I wonder how they got it past like their safety personnel, their like risk management people, because we could have actually really hurt ourselves. And thank goodness no one did. But like I was worried for a little while, being like, this is fucked. We rehearsed from the moment we finished, we recorded, and that was a travesty in itself as well, because I was speaking to someone.
Did we even see that?
Yeah.
I don't remember the recording.
Yeah. So we recorded and Michelle was like, that's all one note. I'm like, oh, okay. And it's because, so I'd warmed up my voice because I'd gotten vocal lessons while I was preparing for Drag Race. Because
pro tip.
Exactly. We all know that this is going to come up, like that, work it out. And so I'd done that and I'd warmed up. Then I went in to do an interview, or an IV, and my voice had cooled down. And so I went back then we went straight into recording and my voice wasn't warm. And so Michelle was like, went me, and instead of being like, okay, maybe warm your voice up a little bit before we move on. And nope, didn't get that. Just got, maybe you could speak that. And so I was like, oh, okay. And that's where I started to fall apart. Like, because I was like, hold on a second, I can sing, I can hold a note, but right now there's no support. And understandably, like, it's a TV show, they're trying to get you where they can, and they did. But throughout that day, I kept picking myself up and moving through it. We rehearsed for so long, it was ridiculous. Like,
yeah, I can imagine.
I think that was like the least sleep I got that night of the whole run.
Can you imagine doing a rusical?
Yes. The thing is, though, they usually get an extra day in between filming the first day. So you film one episode over 2 days. I've heard in some instances is that for a rusical, you film the first day for all the rehearsals and stuff. Then you have a day off and you rehearse, do whatever you need to do to get it in your body. And then on the third day, then they record the actual thing. So musicals. So I'm not sure which. I think it's just the American season. I think they have a bit more of a flexible filming schedule. But I've heard that's happened for a couple of them, and I'm like, well, yes. No wonder we got good musicals in those instances because they had time.
Yeah,
we didn't have that luxury on Drag Race Down Under season 3, unfortunately, and on most Drag Race Down Unders, you don't get that luxury of time. Anyway, it was really hard.
Yeah.
It was the worst day I've experienced on that show. The whole show is really hard. They will push you and push you and push you until breaking point if they can. And it's because they want to make good TV and you sign yourself up for it. If you don't have personal boundaries, they'll trample all over them. Get yourself some personal boundaries. They're really important. Yeah. So that was really hard. And thankfully the next day I was just like, they're not going to get me. I'm going to turn this fucking out. And like they kept like, I remember hearing them being like, oh yeah, Isis is doing fine, but Gabs and Holly are doing really amazingly. I'm like, fuck you. I'm doing incredible right now. Like I'm picking this crap and I would ask questions during the rehearsal.
Yeah.
And so it would make me look like I'm not doing well because I'm like, oh, I'm floundering. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I was specifying like details so I could get it right in the first time. So I don't have to change my mind 1,000 times. Like I was there, I was hitting it. And on the last episode, right, everyone at home, I was fucking getting the choreo quick, smart like that.
Yeah, you were.
Queen Kong said, you are killing these girls. Correction. She said, Isis, you are killing these girls. Yeah. And I was, because I have been doing this for years. And it was just one day where I was like, oh yeah, this is hard. What are we doing? Like, this is really complicated choreography with a bicycle. Yeah. And I gave everything.
I take it then.
Compared to my other girls. So.
The final number for the final episode was a better experience then.
Yes. Can you tell I'm mad about it, by the way? Yeah, it was. I really relaxed into it and I was like, I know what I'm doing. I've got all of the skills. I've been doing this for years. They could tell me that I'm doing bad, but I'm not doing bad. I'm doing fucking great.
Yeah.
And I did. And then I backed it up in the final episode.
Oh, you sure as fuck did? You got a crown on your head.
Wear it. I should have worn it. No.
Do you still have like the crown and scepter just like at your home? Just
it's in the corner of my living room, pride of place.
Oh.
Yeah. On a pedestal.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
I hope we're...
I'm very proud of winning Drag Race Down Under season 3.
I mean, the fact that you're the first Australian as well.
And the only one to be crowned by RuPaul.
There you go. That's an important distinction, everyone. Although to be crowned by Michelle would be a pleasure in its own form.
Oh, yeah. It's still a huge achievement. Like, taking nothing away from Lazy, she did an incredible job on season 4.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Well, let's talk about that. Season 4, they ask you to be a guest judge alongside Michelle and Reese. Hopefully one day I would get to live my dream of being a guest judge and sit next to Reese.
Chookers.
So that we could have 2 Reeses.
Reese squared.
Reese squared. There's Michelle's little like intro is already sorted.
Yeah, I could be on the side of Michelle, but in Michael form. So then that way it'd be like the Misha's times 2 and the Reese's times 2. It would work.
It would work.
Let's manifest.
All right, let's do this. I've got to get some sort of fame in the next couple of years, and we'll get that sorted.
Go on maths.
Oh no!
I'm joking.
That genuinely made my skip a beat. Oh god. How was that experience being able to actually judge? Well, awkward thing because you were judging your drag daughter, Max Drag Queen. But in general, how did you find that as opposed to being a contestant?
It was a really mind-blowing phone call because as I said earlier, never thought we'd have Drag Race Down Under, Australia, whatever in this part of the world. Never thought I'd be on Drag Race, let alone then being in the position of my idols, like to be a judge in that, it's just wild that one, that I won the dang show, and then two, the next year in the judge's seat, just like RuPaul, just like Michelle, just like Reese, just like Maria Thattil, like all of these amazing.
Oh my God, can we talk about Maria Thattil for a sec?
Let's hold space. She is so incredible.
Gorgeous. Like, this one's for the straights. Maria Thattil.
Would bang.
Oh,
I know she's a lesbian.
my God.
I think she's bi, actually. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, she's bi.
Yeah. And I'm very much homosexual. I'm very gay. But so beautiful.
But no one's that gay.
No. She's beautiful.
Literally, like when
she has a partner and everything. I'm not a threat. Don't worry. I'm not going there. But she's there's this presence she has that is just loving. I've met her several times post being on Drag Race. At like the NGV, at another thing I went to recently. And she just radiates this light that is, you can't extinguish it. Even when she's sick, she's still sickeningly beautiful and sickeningly gorgeous.
I know, you had some good guest judges on season 3.
We did. Adam Lambert. Oh my God.
I know.
While I feel a little embarrassed by being like, call me, I'm also like, no, Adam Lambert, you can still call me. Like,
no, but call me. Who's saying that? Blondie. Call me
on the line.
Oh God, so many people were probably like, what? You didn't know that off by heart? What? Are you gay?
No, some people are being like, what is Blondie? I'm like, oh my God.
Oh God. We've covered the Drag Race experience, but I've got some little bonus questions that I need to know. What's been permeating your mind, Grapes? First and foremost, has Ashley Madison redesigned a look of Avis Loren?
Oh gosh. I kind of feel like she has, but maybe not, because I'm not sure. I would love to see her redo something. I mean, how can you perfect on perfection?
Period.
Improve on perfection? I think that's what I was meant to say. Perfect on perfection. That's good.
That's a new one. I like it.
Nothing's perfect, but that's the perfection within imperfection.
Oh wow.
We're getting really deep with these words.
Yeah. I would like to see it.
I would love to see it too. I think Ashley's a very, very smart drag queen. I think she's a great businesswoman, and I think that she knows how to put shit together. She has a really good eye, and she's just smart, cerebrally, and also like when she makes things happen, she knows what she's doing. She puts a lot of thought into it, and I appreciate that a lot.
And good for her for essentially becoming so well known online to the point that even Willem and Alaska are mentioning her on Race Chaser.
Yeah.
Like, if I could Ashley Madison this, I would change this and this. I'm like, work it.
Yeah. Is this becoming? Did she become an adjective? What is it? A doing word?
A verb?
A verb?
Angus, do you know?
I don't know. I'm not good with the English.
Still Googling.
Okay.
Yeah, fair. Look, yeah.
I'm back to Gab Delito. What's a beautiful lesbian? I'm trying to find that one.
Maria Thattil?
Maria Thattil.
Yeah.
I'm back on that.
Yeah. That was for the straights.
Typical straight man.
Typical.
He's a very handsome straight man, by the way. Yeah, she's great. She's incredible. Love Ashley. Love what she's doing.
Love Ashley. Come on the pod, Ash. Why not?
Do it. And the thing is she's actually servicing the community by being put your posters into me so I can redesign them so you can get good posters so you can attract people to your gigs.
Exactly.
It's so important right now to be supporting our queer spaces.
Exactly.
So important.
I was just talking about this with Ruby Taboo. Yeah, it's very important that we get out and support our queer spaces now more than ever.
Yep.
Couple questions that I'm going to be asking all my guests. Got to know, because we are Australia's, I say number one, but I'll also take the mantle of messiest Drag Race podcast. Which season is your GOAT season of all time? I know it's a toughie.
Okay. So I would say season 5 US is the GOAT. You have so many powerhouses from that season, and just story arc wise, like challenge wise, there were so many amazing queens and so many amazing moments. And just it was really where also like Drag Race hit the mainstream or was like clawing into the mainstream.
Yeah.
And you were just like, yes, okay, we're getting there, we're doing it. Also, I think was it 10 that Aquaria won?
Yes.
I think that was a really fun season as well.
That is one of
Really
my
fun
favorites
season.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was. I think it's also a full circle moment where you had a person who grew up on Drag Race, then doing it and winning. Like it was that sort of like snake eating itself moment where you're like, well, universe perpetuating itself moment, where it's like, okay, yes, we've got. This is now a self-feeding mechanism that is just now going to get bigger and more amazing. Like it's just. The beast feeding itself. I love it.
And I'm not going to ask you least favorite queens because that would be too messy. But in your personal zeitgeist of all things Drag Race, what is Avis Loren's favorite selection of queens? The ones that inspire, maybe just make you happy and when you see them pop up on Instagram?
Yeah. Right now, my drag daughter is inspiring me a lot. Her drive, her passion, her yeah, no, it's true. Like when she first started, people were like, oh, she's like a nice Avis Loren copy. I'm like, no. And now like seeing her rise to this platform and just being a powerhouse she is, it's just it's inspiring me a lot to be like, yes, this is why we do it. This is why we love the form.
I love that.
But when I started like watching season 3, when I started to see that, like Raja Gemini, she's a huge inspiration of mine. Like her just ease of doing things and her like it's not subtle, but it's like this energy of like just like coolness and like wearing fashion and just being like, this is like her eye is incredible. But it also
it is.
Yeah. I also am really inspired by like the likes of Danny LaRue. Do you know who Danny LaRue is?
No.
Okay. Danny LaRue, a drag artist who started in the 50s and 60s, who was actually part of the Army Corps, who did drag shows all around, and then went on to be a huge name in not only the UK, but in America, and also toured here in the 60s and 70s. Huge and incredible, just gorgeous. And during that time, it was, very taboo to be a man dressed up as a woman. And at the end of the show, he would come out de-dragged. And so he would then spin the whole thing onto the audience, be like, look, I'm a man. And it would, one, put the audience at ease, but also two, be like, this isn't crazy. I'm not scary.
Yeah.
This is normal. Like, this is just fun and games. This is all, we're all playing dress ups here. So he's a really inspirational, as well as Charles Pierce, an American drag artist who did a lot of impersonations, very famous for doing Betty Davis and Joan Crawford, those kinds of people. Yeah, really inspirational, really fun. And when I get a bit down or sad, I'll put them on to be like especially like Charles Pierce. It's just like his comedic timing is really amazing. So for younger queens who don't know who they are, go check them out. I'm also really inspired by current queens on the scene who are doing really well. I think Linda is a really, really crazy, amazing performer. Her energy in the space at the moment is wild. I'm really excited to see where Cerulean goes as well.
Oh my God, I love Cerulean.
Yeah,
yes, friend of the pod.
Yeah, I think her drag is really exciting, and I'm. She's not afraid to push the boundaries of what drag means, and I think that's really important in such a homogenized society that we live in right now.
Yeah,
it's really important, and I say that as a blonde, skinny, white drag queen.
Well, you don't have to be blonde.
No, but it's correct.
She knows her colours. It's correct.
Yeah. Look, I do dabble in other colours, but I'm really sticking to the naturals at the moment. And look, there's other ways that I can push the boundaries and stuff, which hopefully I can do so. Well, things are in the pipeline. But yeah, it's wonderful to see, as well as also Stone Motherless Cold. I think those two queens who are of Indigenous descent, it's really important to be highlighting those. Like we've had Maureen Manganini, who she's a Indigenous queen, and she came up through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and is incredible. Like I haven't seen her perform in a while; she's retired now. But like I watched videos back of the 2000s when like drag was still underground and drag was still like a dirty word, and these queens were like being like these raucous, like crazy selves, and it's just so wonderful to see like the early days of the Greyhound, the early days of the Exchange, and Three Faces, and which was in the Market, which is now the Emerson. Like there's okay, circling back. So the Osborne is where I held my viewing parties for Drag Race, which is where I first started in drag. So like I had this full circle moment there.
Oh, okay.
That was really was really important for me, but it was also just magical. But anyway, yeah, all these incredible artists who have come before me, who have allowed me to then, we stand on the shoulders of former drag queens who have paved the way, and I'm very, very honoured to carry 100%. The torch and pass it on to my drag daughter. And I've got a drag granddaughter now as well. Like it's yeah, I'm getting old. You don't look it. Thank you so much. The Botox is working, or the preventative has worked. The substance is working. It's just a
yet another movie I didn't see, but I do understand the reference.
It took me a while to see it, but I finally saw it, and there's a Demi Moore in my bathroom right now. Anyway, yeah, so important to look back.
Yeah, totally.
So we can not repeat the past and walk into the future with knowledge and power.
God, I love that.
Yeah.
God, it couldn't be said louder. There is one last messy question I have for you.
Yep.
And it might require a little bit of thought. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a little game when we were doing episode recaps on Drag Race called Nyas or Pass.
Yeah, okay.
Which was essentially Toodle Boot.
Yep.
But we can't say Toodle Boot.
Mm-hmm. I love playing this game.
I would like you to tell me a look that, in your opinion, is an absolute nyas that maybe doesn't get enough appreciation from the Drag Race universe.
Oh gosh. Okay, that's a lot of pressure to have to pick my own one.
And granted, I think all the fans know there are countless.
There really is. Oh my goodness.
Has there been any in recent seasons that have stood out to you? Because I remember on All Stars or Winners, there were countless, like, how are they doing this moments? And
they had a budget. They were given a stipend.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
They were given money, and like apparently Plastic Tiara spent a whole lot more money on her looks for
All Stars.
Yeah.
Oh.
They were given a stipend, and then she spent like a lot more, apparently. Who knows?
That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So for an All-Stars, I kind of get, but I also want to I want to actually take this moment to preface that you don't have to spend a lot of money to go on Drag Race, and neither should you. One, because the runways don't really matter. It's truly in the judging.
It's true.
In the judging, nowadays they're very much like a stalemate breaker.
Yeah.
Because they're always picking at fine hairs. Picking at fine hairs, whatever.
Something about hairs.
Something about hairs. Picking at the fine human hairs. They are a chance to show your personality to the audience.
Yeah.
That's what they really are. And so if you can do that on a budget, if you can do that by beg, borrowing, and stealing, do that. Because, I mean, I spent a good portion of my money, basically all of it at the time, going onto Drag Race, and it's not worth it. Well, for me, it would end up being worth it, but a lot of girls end up going to debt for it. And at this current climate, I'm not so sure if we should be doing that when certain TV shows are making a lot of money off of the backs of artists. Yeah. And I'm not just talking about Drag Race, I'm talking about a lot of different TV shows. But that's capitalism for you.
Speak on it.
I will speak to the cows come home. If we had another 3 hours, I would be doing giving my dissertation.
Well, if you can't think of one particular nyas, do you have a pass?
Okay.
A look that just makes you just recoil, that you don't understand? Because I recently, when I had Ruby Taboo on a couple weeks ago, she literally read my mind, and we were both thinking of Candy Muse in that alien beast look where she wore like basically a green screen outfit and had like a inflatable alien wrapped around her.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's pretty ugly. Yeah. I think what I'm going to say is I think Lexi Love hasn't gotten as much love as she deserves in her runways. I think she's really done a lot of beautiful things on that runway. When other queens have gotten like big or more admiration for what they're wearing, whereas I think Lexi Love has already been very smart, especially there was a one recently she did that was very Schiaparelli inspired. And I was like, yes, you're not only on the trend, but you make it look beautiful and effortless and it looks gorgeous. And it didn't get the recognition it deserved. I'm going to say nyas for Lexi Love's Schiaparelli inspired look. That's
I would
mine.
agree. I would agree. I think Lexi's done a great job this season.
Yeah. Especially with her inner demons. That girl has got a lot of therapy to get through. But hey, don't we all? As for a pass,
yeah, you can keep it to season 17 if you want.
Well, it's kind of fresh on the mind, but I don't want to be so.
And I don't want to say anything more than I already did on our season 17 episode, because apparently I might have been a little harsh on one Miss Corey King.
Oh, no, Corey King, look, camp queen, but in looks department, there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
But hey, Bob the drag queen had generally awful looks in season.
Awful.
Was it 11, 7, 9, 8, whatever it was? Generally, and they won. So
yeah.
And the other thing as well is that you don't know the order of your runways. You don't if you don't want to create everything being a different look because like if there's a certain look that you hit well, a la Bianca Del Rio.
Yes.
You're gonna be this kind of like fine.
Serviceable.
Yeah, it's serviceable. So yeah, whereas Corey, I think, in the design, there's some choices they made throughout the design challenges that I think they could have done differently, which would have then stopped them from repeating silhouettes more. But it's also a case of missed opportunities, I think, there.
Yeah.
Where you want to show you different facets of your style, personality, all that jazz. So that's an opportunity.
What did you make of Joella's mattress?
Awful.
We're on team awful. Okay, good.
Yeah. Camp idea executed poorly.
Well, it divided the fans. I mean, Raja said on Fashion Photo Review that she thought it was amazing.
Again, it's an amazing idea. I think that the details, the devil is in the detail, kids, is where she could have, pushed it. Again, her first season, there's only so many suitcases you're allowed to take. Like, there are parameters. So good on you.
And she had so much weight on her shoulders from carrying the entire LA scene on her back, being an icon of the local Los Angeles area. I'm going to LA in a few weeks.
My God.
I can, I'm going to take heed. It's a polite way I'm going to say it. And I'm also going to New York as well, so I'm going to make sure I see as many of the girls as I can.
Yeah. When you're in LA, go to Precinct. They've got some great shows there. I haven't actually been, but I've got a friend who I want to go over and see all of the bars again because when I was over there, I didn't see enough.
Well, I got a ticket for Mickey's because I'm going to be there the week of my birthday.
Brilliant.
I got a little birthday VIP things going on.
It's stunning. Are you doing the Monday night?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Showgirls at Mickey's. Oh my God, on Monday night. Do you know who you're seeing?
Not yet.
Okay. They haven't released the
I know Morgan will be there. Morgan McMichaels.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very excited. I, honest to God, cannot thank you enough for your time and for being here, Mrs. Avis Loren.
My pleasure. Thank you, Reese.
It has been an absolute pleasure, and it has been an absolute pleasure to do 100 episodes of this podcast. Thank you.
Congratulations, Reese.
Thank you. It has not been easy, and it took a long time to get here, but we got here, and we've got more coming down the pipe, so make sure you subscribe wherever it is that you're listening to your podcasts. We've got more guests from the Melbourne scene coming on. I want to have some more interstate guests as well. There may be some just good things coming down the pipeline, talking all things RuPaul's Drag Race, which is this show that we love for some reason.
I don't know why.
Of all people, you don't know why.
No.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Isis, for being here. Thank you, Angus, our amazing producer today. And we'll see everyone next episode. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.